Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy D Money, and I was thinking about starting a new series where I just break down everything that came into Dragon Ball Legends, be it banners, events, units. And this first week we're gonna be covering the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Majin Duu release. So yeah, for this series, since it's like the first time I'm doing this, it's literally just gonna be me covering all the stuff that comes out during the week. Like covering how good units are, what I think of them, new equipments, new events that come out, and just my overall opinions. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna get into the first section of the video. Alright, so for this first section, we're gonna be talking about the new banner that just released, Awakening the Super Saiyan 4. I will say I had a really good experience on this banner. For me summoning, I was able to come out with like a 10-star, 11-star Majin Duu, and I pulled 2 copies of the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and I was able to Z power him up to 7 stars. So this banner treated me very well. In terms of the units on the banner, it's not a crazy value banner. Step up format's obviously just the same as it's been for like the last few years. But I will say, if you're not pulling Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Majin Duu, there's not a lot of value to get. I mean, I guess Ultimate Gohan is usable, same with fusing Super Vegito, but they're nowhere near top tier because it's been almost a year since they've released. And then everything else is pretty much just like mid, just 1% sparkings you can't really use. But these 2 units that released are very, very good. The DAIMA team really did need more second life mechanics and just overall like little intangible things, because like the team already had damage with Vegeta. Majin Duu had pretty good support. What they really needed, which this Goku has, is the indestructible mechanic, and then Majin Duu also has endurance. So both of these units come out, and even though Majin Duu being range type isn't the best for the overall team, because the team is mostly strike based, because the best units on the team right now are like Duu and Vegeta, and even like the Super Saiyan mini Goku mini that released for the Legends Festival. I still think that it's you can run Duu, but he's not gonna be as good as he could be, but you can still run him. It's hard to explain, but for me, I'm running Proud Battle in DAIMA, and I put him on my Proud Battle team because the abilities aren't as crazy like valuable in that. So you can kind of just run your best 6 units, and as long as they're on the same team, they really do good. But this Goku right here is everything I needed for my DAIMA team. I was trying to run DAIMA, but instead of him, I was running the Super Saiyan Goku mini, and swapping him out has done wonders for my team. Now that he's here, you can really add like a Saiyan bench. So you can kind of, here's how I do it. If you have Glorio, then you can run like a DAIMA bench. But if you don't have Glorio, then you can run like him and Vegeta, and then put Duu or Duu or whoever you want in the leader slot and run it like that. Because you do want to be running all DAIMA with this unit, just because he's not gonna have indestructible, and that's like a ton of his value, especially on the DAIMA team. You might be able to throw him on another team where like they already have a lot of second life mechanics, and it might not. That might work like that, because like you're just getting his value from another unit. But if you want to run him on DAIMA, then he's gonna get indestructible. In terms of his damage, I'm hearing a lot of people say his damage isn't that crazy, but considering all the other things he does, I think people went into this release thinking he was gonna be like another Beast Gohan. I mean, he's blue, and he's like, when you read his kit, it sounds crazy, and his damage isn't bad, but I think people expected like a Beast Gohan level damage where you're doing a strike and it's doing like 1/4 of their HP. He's not that unit. His damage is respectable, especially against a red unit. The real damage comes out when like he does his blue card, or when his gauge fills up, or later on in the match, because he does build up as the match goes on. Like he gets crit rate, he gets, I think it's ultimate, he gets something, I forget. Oh geez. Sorry about that, I had to cut for a second. But he does get crit rate, and he gets another buff. I can actually read his kit. Let me go down to his kit. There's a part in his key where he gains something as the fight goes on. Let me see if I can find it. I hate trying to look for things in these kits though. But yeah, so every 30 counts elapsed from the battle, he gets some more special move damage, specialized damage, crit rate, unique gauge, charge rate. So he's gonna be better as the match goes on. And yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'd put him. I might make a tier list later on, just ranking all the units in the game, but as of right now, he's got to be up there in the top 3, maybe even top 1 on his best setup, which is DAIMA, but we have to see. But yeah, those are the 2 units we got. Next, we're gonna move on to events, and things we got, like equipments. Alright, so in terms of events we got, it's nothing crazy. We did get a new raid that came out, which I already cleared out. The only thing about raids is once you really get the CC and the erasers, there's not much. Like, I've already cleared out the shop. I got the Z power, put it into Goku. So yeah, the raid has already been cleared out. We got this go for red event right here, which is, I mean, give or take, like, it gives you a small portion of like slot removers and equipment medals, which the equipment medals for me are actually more important than the slot removers, because trying to guaranteed upgrade things is really expensive for equipment medals. So that's pretty decent. And there's an ultra, not ultra, it's not ultra, it's just a regular equipment bonanza going on right now. So that's pretty much it for what has came out this week. It wasn't a crazy ton of events. Tournament and power reset, but PvP didn't reset, so that's the only reset CC we're gonna get. And that's pretty much it, if I'm not missing anything. Ultra Space Time Rush reset, but that's not really news. And we got a new, oh yeah, you got a new co-op season with that new co-op equip. I can touch on that actually. Where is the new co-op equip? Let me go back to the homepage. It's the Vegito one. It's this one right here. This is another problem with the DAIMA team that I have from running it, and the only problem we have is we need a pure DAIMA equip with that gives you like pure strike per DAIMA battle member, because right now there's the only way you can put pure strike on your DAIMA characters, which is what the team wants to do, is if you're running the Super Saiyan Goku mini, which I don't think he's on the core team right now, so it kind of limits the amount of damage output you can have. I think one of the main reasons why people think Goku isn't doing as much damage as he should be doing is simply because you're not able to pure him. I mean, you could, even if you wanted to run 3 straight strike units, like the only 3 strike units on the DAIMA team, unless you want to run like the other blue Goku from the Legends Rising banner, like that, like with the 2 1% on it, but that's not really optimal, is if you ran Super Saiyan Goku mini, so it would kind of defeat the purpose. So right now the max pure I can get on my DAIMA, my Super Saiyan 3 Goku is like 10%, when really I could be getting like 15 and maybe like a little more on top of that if they just release a good equip. And the problem with this equip is giving pure defense, which isn't bad, but usually when you pure a unit you want to be puring their offense, not their defense. 12% HP is pretty good, but only 12 and 12% to each attack stat respectively, and giving pure defense isn't really the best. So hopefully in the future we get a better pure equip for the DAIMA team, because that's really gonna be like, that's almost like the last thing we need. I mean, obviously they can release more units with more effects, but the biggest thing for me right now is getting some better equips for the team. Alright, and that's pretty much it for what we got this week. Besides the banner, a couple new equips, and a couple new events like the raid, that's really it that they dropped for us. PvP resets this week, so this upcoming Tuesday/Wednesday, wherever you're located in the world, is when PvP will reset. I think this was a decent week. Obviously the character releases were pretty good, but I think the main issue with the game right now, and I've been consistent with this since I've been playing for a long time, is just when you release units like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like, I can speak from experience, because when I logged in to try to, I stayed up all the way till reset. When I logged in to try to summon for him, like, the servers were just like, oh my god, it was taking ages for everything to come through. I was trying to play raid and it took me like at least a minute to find a match. I don't know whether or not that's because people are summoning or if the servers, but they release units that are super hype, but the only real way to get CC right now is through the raid. Once you get through that raid CC, unless you want to go to the shop and buy some, which I know a lot of people aren't doing, then there's not a ton of ways you can get CC unless you played co-op, I mean not co-op, the TOP the season before. But I think Legends has to lock back in with maybe like one of those tower events, or just more ways people can get CC, because when you release units like this, I know that's the design purpose, but I don't think it's good for the overall state of the game, because right now what I'm seeing, especially on social media, is a lot of people who don't pull the unit and then they don't have any way to get CC, and then it's a unit like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which is very good in PvP and is like meta changing. So if you don't have them and there's no way to get them, and you go into PvP and you're getting destroyed by them, then I mean, there's not really, you're just gonna get off the game. And a lot of people, like, I can speak from experience, before when I was free to play, I'm not free to play anymore, but when I was free to play, like, that's just something where it's just like, oh well, let me find a new game to play. So I think the only thing I have to say about this update is I wish there was a little bit more events. Not personally for me, I have Goku, but I know there's a lot of people who didn't pull Goku, went in really deep and don't have him, and I wish there was a way to grind TC. So that's the only con I have about this update. And then obviously, like I said, with the DAIMA pure equip. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Let me know how you guys receive these videos. You want to see more every week. This was actually a good week. There's some weeks where I wouldn't have much to say, but yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more episodes of this series. And D Money out. See you guys in the next video.